Hey guys, it's Penguin Forces with another point of view video for you guys. And we're going to be doing Greater Rift 40, just like the title says above. So, one thing I do want to exclaim here real fast is that I may stutter or I may not explain something right during the video. But again, I do want to apologize and I'll do the best that I can. But here we go. I do want to explain the items here real fast before we get into the Greater Rift, and I'll just make this one short and brief. So we've got the Sunkeeper here. It's an ancient item. It does a lot of damage, but the big thing here is that it's doing the elite damage. So it's going to be, Sunkeeper is prized for a one-hander, and being ancient, really, really nice. We're going to the Firebird's Eye. It's ancient as well. It's got high damage roll of 586. It's got that intelligence, vitality, that crit hit chance, and also it's got that burn damage, which is important as well too. So ancient one, very nice. We're going to be going ahead and move on to our bracers here. So it's pretty low crit hit chance, but it's really big because of the 29% more damage. So it's giving me a buff for more damage, and this does it does synchronize well with the black hole. So we're using a strong arm bracers. Let's go ahead moving around here. We've got the amulet. So this one is really good because it basically negates damage. It's free negation. So what does it do? Well, it prevents all poison damage taken. So there are 3 Rift Guardians that do poison damage, and there are also some affixes and also some other enemies, other mobs that do poison damage as well. So I really like this Mariah's Kaleidoscope, and again it's got the regular stats that you would like. And then also let's just go ahead to the chest. It's just ancient. The stat that I rolled for is 15% life. It could be your choice of blizzard damage, hydra damage, or percent life. So my choice, I went with percent. We're going to helmets, so we've got a purple gem. That means we get more HP. That's going to be helping us out for the EHP. So again, just the necessary stats. I'll go ahead and highlight so you guys can see what's up with the stats. Let's see where else. Let's go to shoulders. I really like these shoulders. They're ancient first off, that's great. But the reason why I like them is because it's percent life and also has percent blizzard damage as well too. Now, the percent life and blizzard damage is low. It could be higher, not a problem. But overall, it's an ancient item, so I'm happy. It does the job. We got gloves. We're still looking for ancient gloves. But let's just go ahead and keep talking here. It's got intelligence and vitality, so pretty great start. Got crit hit damage and crit hit chance. So very nice gloves. And let's go to the belt here. So an ancient string of ears. It's got intelligence, vitality. Basically, this thing is a tank for us. This thing is just doing so much protection for us. It's got the intelligence, vitality, just all those stats that we need for more defense. And then also, string of ears is really big because of the secondary passive, which is a 25% reduce of melee attacks. So that's another one. Let's go ahead to the pants here. So hexing pants, we're going to be getting increase of damage, and the reason why this is basically mandatory is because you're just getting so much damage. This really synergizes well with Bane of the Trapped and Zystone. So really recommend, if you can find a pair of hexing pants, man, this is really great damage. And let's go ahead to the rings, I guess. So we've got the Unity. It's got crit hit damage, crit hit chance, elite damage, and then also it's got a socket. So this is a really good kind of ring that you would be wanting to get. And also in this ring is Bane of the Trapped, because Cormac is our crowd control. He's basically our crowd control master. He's doing heals, and he's also got the crowd control. And also, let's go to Stone of Jordan. We got crit hit damage naturally rolled on it. We've got fire skill damage. We've got elite damage, and then also we've rolled for that socket. So this is a Stone of Jordan that you really want to be getting. And then also it's got Zystone of Vengeance. Because we have to kite so much around, Zystone is going to be helping us out getting more damage. So you can go check that one out there. And then also, in our amulet, which I didn't specify, we have Gem of Efficacious Toxin. It's going to be helping us for our damage over time, but mainly it's because of that 10% increased damage. It's going to be helping us get our Firebird's damage over time up. One more thing I did forget to check out real fast is boots. It's an ancient set of boots. and it's got intelligence, vitality, and movement speed as well. Me personally, I don't like movement speed. I would rather go for all resist, but it's really the player's choice. It's really your choice, the user. So you can go for armor and all resist, or you could go ahead get movement speed and then your choice of a resistance, which is armor or all resist. So not a problem with that. So we went over through the items. We're going to be doing the Greater Rift soon here. Let's go ahead really fast talk about the Paragons. So the reason why I maxed these two out first, which actually I kind of messed up on here, I'm missing out on free Paragons. But the reason why I max out these two first is because they have a cap. So here we go here. Okay, one more. So 13. The max movement speed that you can get is 25%. So we already have 12 movement speed on our boots. So we're going to be adding 13% here. And then the rest can go into intelligence. Not a problem at all. But if I didn't have movement speed in my boots, I would be maxing out, of course, this one as well. Trying to move as fast as you can. So that's the Paragons here. And then also we're going to be going for cooldown reduction so we can get black hole faster. We're going to be maxing out first. First, we're going to be maxing out crit hit damage just because we're going to be getting enormous amount of damage. Then we're going to be going for cooldown reduction. And then we're going to be going for crit hit chance. Attack speed is not really it doesn't really synergize. It's not really viable for wizards because the Hydra, the less attack speed that it has, the more damage it's going to be doing. So try not to max out attack speed for this build. What else? So me personally, I went for life percent first just because it helps out with EHP. And also I went for armor and just all resist. So it's pretty straightforward. Life regen is not really a fabulous thing. And also the utility. We maxed out the resource cost reduction. It's going to be helping us out for the arcane. So we could be casting out just a tad bit more, blizzards. And then also we did life on hits. Just get some extra hit. We get some extra sustain. And then also we got the area damage, which really isn't really anything special, to be honest. Okay, so we went over Paragons, and also I'm not going to be going over the skills, to be honest. I will go over the passives, but the skills is pretty straightforward. It's a Hydra 2.12 build. You're just trying to lay down Hydra and Blizzard and also Black Hole all together at the same time on a mob, and you'll go ahead and examine it. It's not a problem. So we won't be talking about the skills, but we'll go ahead and talk about the passives. So we've got Illusionist, so we can go ahead and kite efficiently. We've got Blur, so we can go ahead and take some extra damage. We've got Evocation, so we can cast Black Hole as well, and also we got Unstable Anomaly, which is if we mess up once and we die, we can basically rise from the dead and continue our path. So that's Unstable Anomaly. The two choices that I would definitely recommend you have is Unstable Anomaly and Illusionist. These two are a big part of your passives, just trying to kite and try to stay alive. Okay, so I do want to talk about one more thing with passives. You actually have a choice. With Evocation, I've been moving back and forth. So it's nice to have cooldowns on Black Hole, but also survivability is big as well too. So there's two choices that I would recommend to you is Dominance. You're killing those white mobs, and every time you kill an enemy, for 3 seconds you're getting a shield for a certain amount. Right here it says 16,000 for a shield. And then also I recommend Galvanizing Ward. So Galvanizing Ward, when you don't take damage for 5 seconds, you're going to be getting a shield for 81,000 that can take damage of 81,000. Now the reason why I do recommend this one is because of the Rift Guardian. You're not going to be fighting any enemies most likely because again it's just a solo champ. It's just this big Rift Guardian. So dominance doesn't really get put into play there. But again, it's your choice. It's the user's choice. But for now, I'm going to be doing Evocation for this demonstration. And let's go ahead and get this 40 done. So again, I'm going to be ranting on here. I'm going to be, whatever comes to the top of my head, I'm going to be speaking up. And we're going to be getting this Grift 40 done. So I hope you guys get something from this. I hope you learned something new from this. And if you have any comments about it, you could go ahead and write them down below. And also, if you have any suggestions as well too, I am all open for it. It helps me become a better player. But here we go. So here goes on the ranting. Alright, so we're going to be checking the maps and monsters first. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. So I'm going to be putting on my buffs. I really like the map. There are open areas that we can go ahead and fight in. And also you can teleport through the walls. If you're in danger, you can go ahead and teleport through the walls. Is not a problem as well. Let's talk about the monsters. Monsters are actually not bad. We've got zombies, and we also got these sand dwellers, I guess. Yeah, sand dwellers. So not bad of a start. One thing that I am noticing though right now is that the mob density is quite low. The density itself. The monsters are fine. Not too much of them though so far. It's just the beginning still. So we'll just keep pushing on here. So again, I do like to kill these big golems every now and then because they actually provide a lot of purple stat. So providing good amount of stat is very nice. The only problem is that they have a lot of HP, and sticking around trying to kill those monsters, you know, is a waste of time, basically. So want to be watching out for that. Basically, I like to call the technique walking the dog. Basically, I'm going to be hitting the monsters every now and then. I'm going to be coming back and forth, trying to steal their attention, trying to grab their attention, but keep pushing on. So we're just dancing around here. We've got a yellow here right now, a yellow champ. We're gonna be walking the dog. Yellow enemies, they tend to have more HP, so we don't want to be sticking around. We just need to keep moving on. You need to keep pushing forward as a wizard. Keep kiting, keep moving around. Okay, so we already used our potion. We've got a speed pylon here, and that's our first passive down. Okay. Well, we're doing fine so far. And again, we do have the hexing pants, so it's going to be synergizing well, very, very well with the legendary gems that I have, which is Zystone and also Bane of the Traps. Bane of the Trap does work with Cormac. I do have a Thunder Fury on him, and Thunder Fury makes it so that the enemy that's getting hit by, of course, Thunder Fury, the enemy that's getting hit, they're going to be getting slowed. And that slow does help out for your Bane of Traps. One of the questions that I tend to get in while I'm streaming is, does Bane of the Trap get affected when you're using Black Hole? And that is a no. It does not get affected at all. So make sure, do be careful about that. So we've got a speed pylon right here. Speed pylon, I like to call it an early game pylon. It's pretty good for kiting around, trying to move around, not getting hits. You could, if you do get trapped and you don't have teleport at the right time, you could just run through. It's not a problem at all. And again, let's just talk about pylons here real fast while I'm doing this. So we've got the speed pylon. We've also got channeling pylon. I like to have that one in certain situations. Mostly I like to tend to have it in the middle or the beginning. We've got conduits. I like to have it at certain times, mostly at mid game and late game. So again, I call it mid game, late game, but it's mid rift, rift level and rift level. But again, I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm talking about here. End game and late game and all that. Right now we are at the mid game. Our purple bar is at mid game, and the timer is at early game still. So we're doing pretty good. The group itself though, the mobs is actually not bad. It's actually pretty nice. I would really like this. It's zombies. It's pretty easy monsters to kill as what I see so far. So it's doing pretty good. We were talking about pylons, so let's go ahead and continue on with that topic. So we've got the channeling pylon. We've got the speed pylon, which we already talked about. We've got the power pylon. And one thing that I'll do, since we're doing so well, I'll go ahead and bring up the map after this fight here. But one thing that I will say that if you do get a Greater Rift level 1 and you find a pylon at the very beginning of the level, I do not touch it at all. I would continue down the road. I would try to skip a couple mobs and continue down the road. And once I get to percentage about maybe 98, I would just TP back to town, go through the portal, and what do you know? There's a power pylon sitting right there for me. I just wait for it. I'm going to be killing enemies. I get that 100%, and then Rift Guardian pops up, and you've got that power pylon for you. So that could be something that you guys could take into consideration if you would like to try it out. So we've got to keep moving. Again, just ranting on from the top of my head, what's going on is we've got to keep moving on for that extra damage. I'm going to be reading some extra damage notes, or excuse me, I'm going to be reading the damage notes here. So right now what I see is 140. We got to keep moving on though. Let's see, let's keep moving here. So 98, 181. So again, 181 million, of course. Let's see, I'm going to keep moving around here. 189. What else? 163. So again, it's pretty high up there. And again, I'm constantly moving around. I'm trying to get that buff for, of course, the hexing pants. And hexing pants, it makes it... The reason why... Again, switching the topic here suddenly. The reason why I'm choosing hexing pants over cinder coat. Cinder coat is nice. It's providing a lot of utility. It's providing the extra fire damage that you need for the damage over time. And also, it's providing the extra resource cost reduction. So that's nice. So again, it's got some good utility. But the only problem that I see about it is that it's wasting an extra stat. And also, Hexing Pants is already doing the job. So Hexing Pants, I just move around. I'm getting even more damage compared to Cinder Coat. And I'm also getting resource regeneration because I move around. I'm going to be sitting still real fast. Your resource generation and damage is increased by 25% while you're moving. So we want to keep moving around. We were talking about see what I'm doing here? We were talking about pylons earlier, so I'm going back and forth here. But a shield pylon, I like it all the time. I'd rather have it early game, mid game, especially the kind of mobs that you have. For example, winged assassins can be troubling. What's another one? You can have the terror demons, the enemies that are kind of like Orlash, the enemies that turn invisible. They can be troubling. So just troubling minions in general. I like to have shielding, of course. I mean, who wouldn't, right? So we're just moving around here. It's pretty straightforward. Again, we're doing a pretty good job, and the reason why it's straightforward is because one, the map is pretty good. I mean, I've got some decent items as well too. We can factor that in, and then also we've gotten good mob. The density wasn't as bad. The further down the road we went, it wasn't as bad, and also the mobs itself wasn't bad either. So that's something to consider of. Mobs were pretty easy to kill, pretty easy to kite. The reason why I'm running away right now here is because I do want to explain something. One thing that I like to do is make sure your Hydra positioning is... make sure your Hydra positioning you've got to watch out for when you're fighting the Rift Guardian. You want to try to have it as far away as you can. The farther the Hydra is, the more damage you're going to be doing. So, see, every time he teleports or moves around, I'm going to try to rearrange my Hydra. And also, you know what? Let's talk about the Rift Guardian as well. This Rift Guardian isn't as bad. Raziel, I guess his name is. But it isn't as bad. He does move around a tad bit. But the slower the enemy is, or the less the enemy moves, the better it is for a wizard. That means that we don't have to worry about casting our black hole at a certain spot because the enemy's going to be running away. We don't have to worry about casting Blizzard again because it costs so much, and we've got to have some resource management. So a slow enemy or an enemy that doesn't even move at all is the best kind of enemy for us. Just in general, it's great. So I'm just going back and forth. I'm trying to constantly move. If you can see at my damage spec right there, I'm doing 1.1 million, I guess you can say. 1.1 million. But when I do stand still, it drops down because again, Hexing Pants does have that con where it's I get decreased by 24% when standing still. So my resource regeneration and my damage gets reduced downwards. So definitely got to watch out for that. Want to keep moving on. But again, the reason why Hexing Pants is so good with Wizard is because we've got to constantly move. We can't stop. So I'm going to read some damage numbers off here real fast. 125 million. 192 million. 140 million, 160 million, 150 million, And again, every time that he teleports, I'm going to be trying to cast Hydra even farther. I'm going to try to stay farther of myself. I'm going to be casting it over here. Just trying to dodge. Pretty straightforward, though. It is a Rift Guardian. It could be boring gameplay, I understand. So just doing the job here. Alright, yep. Pretty straightforward. Again, like I said, we had good mob density the further down we went with this level. We also had some good mobs. It wasn't there wasn't really as much ranged. There wasn't any winged assassins, so pretty nice mobs. And then also the map layout was very nice as well. And one more thing, the items that I have are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good, gosh. But yeah, the items are just really great. So it's more like it's just me just rushing through this basically. So I guess you could fit that through the argument here. But that's just the example of Greater Rift 40. That's just in the top of my head of what I'm thinking constantly. I'm always trying to watch out for the mobs, how much density that I have. What about pylon placements? What kind of pylons that I'm getting, and also where are they located, and also what else? I think I went through everything. So yeah, we're just gonna be leveling up here, and we did a Greater Rift 40 right now. Pretty good example, I believe, and we'll be doing a 41 next. So thanks, guys. Again, if you do have any comments, if you do have any suggestions, go ahead and ask. That's not a problem at all. But I'm gonna be taking off, and I hope you guys take care, and we'll be seeing what happens next time, of course. So see you later.